Hello and welcome back to Coding with Kenny G. This is the beginner series, and this is Spawning Enemies Part 3. Because we are working on a little bit cool things with spawning enemies in our game. And in this episode, we are going to try to spawn enemies at an interval. So let's get going. Gonna open up the turret scene here. And then we're going to open up the enemy spawner script that we are writing. So the last time we did this through a for loop where we spawned just several enemies at once in order to kind of show you how a for loop works and stuff like that. But now we are going to change the functionality of how this stuff works. So first of all, below the start function, we are going to have the update function that is in Unity. So void update. And now we are going to spawn enemies every X interval instead. So I'm just going to create a public variable up top. Let's see, public float spawn interval, and we are going to spawn an enemy every well, we can start with a value, so every 2 seconds. Well, I was just thinking about me wanting to have this as a sort of a random variable a little bit later, so that you will have a slight change in intensity. All of a sudden there's many enemies, and then so it goes a little bit up and down. We're gonna solve that a little bit later. So now we have a spawn interval. So every 2 seconds we are going to spawn an enemy. So up top above the start function, we're gonna create some private variables here. We're gonna create a timer. So private float current spawn interval timer. This is I'm writing this very long, just so it's super clear for you. So this is a timer. I'm not gonna assign it any value yet because we are going to do that once in the start function. So below the for loop, I'm gonna set the current spawn interval timer is equal to spawn interval. This is going to set this well, this is sort of dumb actually. Let's just do it a little bit differently. Sorry, I'm like, why am I doing it this way? I'm just going to delete what I wrote. Sorry. We're going to do that in the update function instead. So in the update function, we are going to increment this timer with the value of time.delta time each frame. So current spawn interval timer plus equals that is a shorthand operator for saying that the current value of this thing plus what we're adding to it. So plus equals time.delta time. Just to show you, you don't need to write this, but this is the same as writing current spawn interval timer is equal to current spawn interval timer plus time.delta time. So the above line here is a shorthand for doing this. Yeah. So what is happening is that we are incrementing this value by the value of time.delta time each frame. This is a very small value, but yeah. And then we are going to write below that, if current spawn interval timer is greater than or equal to, so greater or equal to spawn interval, then, so yeah, this is an operator again, greater than or equal to spawn interval. Then we are going to call the spawn enemy function, sending in the enemy prefab we have as a field, a variable up top, and we're sending in the spawn radius that we have as a field. And then we also have to reset the timer. So we're going to write current spawn interval timer is equal to 0f, because this if statement is only going to be executed once, right? Because once we exit this if statement, then, well, the spawn interval timer is now reset. So now it's incrementing with a small value each frame until it reaches the number 2 or greater or equal to, and then it'll execute this code again. And that's it. So in the start function where we call the spawn code through the for loop, I'm just going to select those lines, and I'm going to click Control KC in order to comment out those lines of code so they are not being run. And honestly, we can also delete the integer variable called number of enemies to spawn up top, because we are not using it. So let's remove it. And then we are saving this script. Yeah. Then going back to Unity. Let it compile, and now we should see that we are spawning enemies at a rate. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and they're spawning inside of each other sometimes. That's expected, and this is just gonna continue forever. We don't have any behavior for these enemies just yet. But that's pretty good for now. I think that that will conclude our enemy spawning, the little mini 3-part episodes here. Because next episode I think we're gonna start dealing with some behavior on these enemies. I want them to move towards the enemy turret, or the player, that is, and then a little bit later we're also going to handle actually shooting these objects with our player bullets and stuff like that. So that's gonna be cool. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.